Let's get started. I guess we have a quorum. So let me welcome you all to IAS Pass. My name is Abhishiekh Saxena, and I am the faculty for Public Administration Optional. Since we are an intimate crowd here, I would encourage you to discuss your queries with me by opening up your mics. And if you are in a situation like in a library or a study hall or somewhere where you cannot actually ask your queries through voice, you can type in your queries in the chat section as well as we move further with the session. Also, I would encourage all of you, just in case you have certain queries, do write it in the chat box, because in the end I'll be taking up the queries of all of you. So let's get started. First of all, let me thank you all for taking out time and attending this session. I hope this session proves worthwhile. I see some familiar names: Namrata, Shweta, Sonu, Sujita, Mahi, Harshit, and Gaurav. Welcome again. The agenda of today's session is how to score 270 plus marks in public administration optional. Basically, an idea wherein you perform decently in GS and SA, and you perform splendidly in public administration, so as to ensure your name in the magic PDF that comes on the day of the result. Okay, so I gather that a lot of you are freshers. Is that correct, or is there somebody who is somewhat more experienced with public administration, or all of you are freshers? Though I have had some details from the team about the number of attempts that all of you have given, but of course I do not know it individually, or I cannot recollect it individually. Namrata is somebody I've spoken before, Harshit before, right, and many people before as well. So just to have an idea, in terms of, are all of you freshers, or some of you are somewhat experienced? I would love to see your responses in the chat section, if you may please, because I do not want to make this session a monologue where I speak and you simply listen. This is not a class. Okay, so I would like to see your responses there. Come on. Gaurav is a fresher. Okay. What about others? Is there somebody who's targeting 2026 attempt? All right. Mahi is a fresher. Shweta is a fresher. Xiaomi 2207 something something. Please say your name. I wouldn't like to call you Xiaomi. President Trump is in China, and he's good enough to talk about the Chinese. Okay. Hi. Hi, Prince. Right. All right, all right. So I gather that I'm fine, Prince. Uh, I hope you are doing well as well. So I gather that most of you are freshers. Now, let me tell you that since most of you are there on the, can you switch off the mic, please? Those who are there, right? Mic and camera for now. Okay. So let me just ask you whether all of you are part of the Telegram group or not. All of you are part of the Telegram group or not? Just in case if somebody is not the part of Telegram group, I am just putting up the details of the group in the chat section, so that at a later stage also uh, you are there. Okay, and all of you have the helpline number. I am putting up the helpline number as well. Okay, so just in case some of your queries are left, you can get in touch on the Telegram group or through the WhatsApp number, and you can reach out to me. My team will connect you. All right. So coming to the agenda to score 270 plus, that means to get selected through public administration optional. And since all of you are freshers, so I am going to divide this entire session into three segments. Prince, I'm afraid I will have to use English because I teach in English, and we conduct classes in English, and generally the mode of conversation is in English. But we can get in touch later for Hindi conversation as well. Okay, so you have the number, you have the Telegram group, you can reach out. I will personally connect on call. No issues for that. Okay, so now coming to the agenda, since all of you are freshers, I will, like I said, I will divide this session into three segments. One, which will talk about books, sources, strategy, and the roadmap. One, that is going to be a general roadmap for 2027 attempt. Okay. Second is going to be for those folks who have done foundation. I'm sorry, either through some classes, some course, some program, or like some of you are doing nowadays through plagiarized Telegram sessions. Uh, okay. And then the second would be who are absolutely zero, who haven't actually attended any sort of sessions and simply starting up with public administration. So these are the three segments that I am going to look at. See, I am not going into wishful thinking that, oh, you have to do hard work, you have to study, you have to make notes, etc., etc. Regarding specific queries about notes making, etc., I am here. I'll address that. But let me empirically break down the 2027 attempt. Okay. And when I empirically मेंस के लिए बताऊंगा मेंस के लिए. And when we empirically break down the 2027 attempt, the idea is fairly simple that in September 2027, okay, mark my words, September 2027, you are going to write mains examination. In May 2027, you are going to write prelims examination. So the gap between the prelims and the mains examination is roughly going to be about 80 days. That gap effectively is going to be about 60 odd days because after prelims you are going to be anxious about attempt, answer keys, cut off, and all those things. So those days are not very very productive unless you are a superhuman and you have done that कि मैंने मन को वश में कर लिया, so everything is under control, that you have everything in under control. So in those odd 60-65 days you cannot prepare. You can only polish and revise and practice. Okay. So you can do this PRP in those 60 odd days because for the mains examination, you will be having GS 1, 2, 3, 4, essay, language paper, and of course, two papers of your optional. So you can just do that PRP exercise. Also, tracing it backwards, you have prelims in May. So from December onwards, you'll start sliding towards prelims. And by the end of January, February, you'll be progressively moving towards prelims in a wholesale manner, wherein chances are that you'll be giving a couple of hours to your optional or mains preparation and not giving more than that to anything else but prelims. Okay. Jayanta, I will take up your queries one by one at the end. Okay, so stay on. So that means the timeline shifts to somewhere November and December. Okay, so this is the most important aspect that we need to be very conscious when we are giving 2027 attempt. हमें बहुत सोच समझ beyond November and December. So all of you must have traveled on highways, right? And or gone to a restaurant where whenever you place an order, the order comes in what, 5-10 minutes? But if I cook a dish from scratch, it won't be ready in 5-10 minutes, right? That means they have done most of the preparation in advance. And only at that hour, they finish it off in a pan and serve you on the table. So we have to be 90-95% ready for the examination in November and December, so that the rest of the 10% we can push through January and February by just a couple of hours, because substantial time has to be devoted to the prelims examination. Okay. And then after prelims, the PRP exercise, the polish, revise, and practice exercise. So that means we have a bottom line here ki hame, we have to be mains ready by November and December. Okay. Now, what is this mains readiness all about? Mains readiness क्या है? Mains readiness means that you write the answers so that you can qualify the examination. Remember, कुछ चीजें मैं बताऊंगा. There are a few things that you should note. At about 50 to 60% aggregate marks, a person tops this examination, and you can fact check everything that I am saying from the internet. Okay. So that means 250 marks is the 50% marks. Where is the edge? The next 20-30 marks. Remember, all of you who will prepare well, reasonably well, sincerely can score 200 marks. The fight is of this 70 to 80 marks. A lot many of you don't realize, because you haven't gone through the paper, you haven't understood the pattern. Paper is set, each paper 1 and paper 2 are each set for 400 marks. There are internal options, and you have to attempt 250 marks, okay, out of that. So there is a strategy that is needed. ओके. सो ये तो रहा ब्रॉड रोड मैप कि हमें नवंबर दिसंबर तक तैयारी करनी है, पूरी तैयारी करनी है. सो मच सो दैट वी हैव 90% कवरेज ऑलरेडी डन. आई एम नॉट टॉकिंग अबाउट नोट्स, आई एम नॉट टॉकिंग अबाउट क्लासेस, आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट एग्जाम रेडीनेस हियर. तो ये बड़ा इंपॉर्टेंट है एग्जाम रेडीनेस को समझना. नाउ व्हाट इज दिस एग्जाम रेडीनेस? ठीक है, मैं कह रहा हूं नवंबर दिसंबर तक तैयारी करनी है. वीवो वांट्स मी टू रिपीट, नवंबर दिसंबर तक हमें एग्जाम रेडी होना है. सो ये दिस इज नॉट जस्ट अबाउट नोट्स और क्लासेस, दिस इज मोर देन दैट. Exam readiness means we write and we get marks. Why? Because in the exam, आप male हैं, female हैं, you are from North India, South India, Western part of India, Eastern part of India, nothing matters. Your age, number of books you have read, number of years you have been preparing does not matter. Your academic background does not matter. Your family background does not matter. You are just a roll number, and there is an answer based on which you will be awarded marks. That is it. Okay. So this is very important. Now, what are the pillars of those exam readiness? One, concepts. Two, exam analysis. Three, आंसर राइटिंग स्किल्स. ये तीन ही पिलर है. नॉट टॉकिंग अबाउट द फर्स्ट पिलर, कॉन्सेप्ट्स. आपको कॉन्सेप्ट्स कहां से मिलेंगे? You will get them through classes. You will get them through books, reading material. And you have to make your own notes, whether you attend classes or you are doing self-study through Telegram lectures or through books. Your notes are your ultimate Bible, because एक दिन पहले तो आप you cannot actually go through the books cover to cover. You will only have the capability to go through notes, and that too progressively, the detailed notes, and then making the crisp notes out of them, so that the moment you read the crisp notes like this, okay, this is this, this is this, this is this, this is this, where you get stuck, you fall back on the detailed notes, come back to the crisp notes. So this is what you have to do. But often in the exam, or rather in the exam, क्या होता है? That your notes are what? They are information. But exam asks questions. So यहाँ एक gap है between the concept and the questions. Because in the examination, you cannot write notes. You have to use that information, use those notes to actually craft the answers. That means the answer writing. And to be able to effectively write the answers, you have to understand that, acha, I have understood the concept. I hope all of you are 10th pass at least. Okay, so we have understood, let us say, the laws of gravitation. ओके कोई चीज ऊपर है वो नीचे गिरती है टू बॉडीज आर सेपरेटेड बाय अ डिस्टेंस दे एक्सर्ट अ फोर्स ऑन ईच अदर ओके एक ग्रेविटेशनल कांस्टेंट होता है एटसेट्रा 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 ठीक है या ग्रामर के रूल्स होते हैं फॉर द नॉन साइंस फोक्स कि यहाँ फर्स्ट फॉर्म आएगी या थर्ड फॉर्म आएगी बट यू राइट व्हेन यू राइट आप उन रूल्स को यूज करते हो आप वो रूल्स नहीं लिखते यू डोंट राइट दोज रूल्स okay so to understand the examination we have only one way and that is through PYQ analysis. So step 1 हमें कॉन्सेप्ट पढ़ने हैं समझने हैं स्टेप 2 हमें एग्जाम को समझना है वी नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड द एग्जामिनेशन and understand the gap between the two and we what we need to fill that gap that has to be addressed. Okay, so we have to understand the concepts, the questions, and the gap, and how to fill that gap. And progressively, we will have to actually build that answer writing capability. Okay, by writing, by getting the feedback constantly. So this is how the answer writing, PYQ analysis, and the concepts, the three key pillars actually come together, which contribute to your exam readiness. So this is something which is very important. For those of you who have just joined, I am sharing the Telegram group link again and the number again. Okay. So this is something which is important. Now, what are the sources? You will read many topper notes, topper copies, etc. Please, I implore you, I beg you, don't go to them directly. Remember, those are those notes, those copies which they wrote when they were in your shoes. Okay? When they were in your shoes. I'm coming to the sources, CAF. Okay? They are not their actual UPSC answers. Yes, you can take tidbits from them. How this person has given example, how he has used the concept, whether a diagram or a figure is really good. Okay, so these bits and pieces you can imbibe. And also, there is your own style. Every individual has his own style. For example, when I was in your shoes and I used to make notes, so wherever there used to come water, WATER, okay, uh, so those who you are requesting me to speak in Hindi, they can get in touch with me later. I have dropped in the number. You just need to actually WhatsApp that number that I need to connect with sir. They'll allot a time and we can connect. Okay. Primarily, I will keep this session in English, though I will keep using Hindi, but just as a translation, not as a original mode of communication. ओके सो द पॉइंट इज दिस कि मैं हिंदी में अलग से बात नहीं करूंगा हिंदी में सिर्फ ट्रांसलेशन के लिए यूज करूंगा ओके यू कैन कॉन्टैक्ट द नंबर वो आपको टाइम एलोकेट कर देंगे एंड मैं पर्सनली आपसे बात कर लूंगा सो नाउ कमिंग टू द आइडिया दैट हाउ यू शुड use those topper notes etc I have clarified now coming to the sources and pay attention there are many books out there. You need not read all of them. You have to be very clear. You are here to qualify an examination. You are not here to do doctorate or PhD in public administration. The goal is very clear. Also, this is not a university examination. When I say university examination, I mean that, let us say I'm a professor, I have 30 students under me. I would want all of them to pass, qualify that degree or that year or that semester. But this is a competitive examination. The competition is cutthroat, and very few people are going to qualify. So this is an examination to fail. The exam wants you to fail. It is you who has to pass. Okay, and that is where IAS pass comes in. So so the idea is fairly simple, that this is a competitive examination. You need not read all the books. The sources that you need to tap are, and only those sources are enough. IGNU material. Okay, I'm repeating, IGNU material for public administration, BA, MA, both. Mohit Bhattacharya, Prasad and Prasad, Arora and Goyal, second ARC, current affairs, okay, and little bit research from internet. Okay, these seven things are enough in this particular order. So you have to understand a concept, take up a class if you can, and then make notes. Take up IGNU, read those very topics from IGNU, enrich your notes. Read the same topics if it is applicable in the successive material. Enrich. Okay. Also, the underhanded part here is that we need to develop interlinkages. Okay, so there is very there is, it is very important that you develop interlinkages between the concepts and between the topics. Now, all of you can do this on your own through self study, but it is going to be a journey full of trial and errors. That means you might take 10 months, 15 months, 20 months to do that. Okay. Lakshmikant is not a good book, CAF, for public administration. No Lakshmikant, no Aribam, nothing. The sources that I have told you, that are enough. See, this examination rewards perseverance and consistency. It is not about reading 10 sources. It is about reading a few sources 10 times. Okay. So understand the game. So the idea is fairly simple, that you will have to go through this, attend class if you are attending, make notes, enrich those notes in the particular order I talked about the sources from them. Okay. Analyze the PYQs of that very topics, that very unit, write the test. Okay. So this is the way, in a cyclic order. I will repeat the sources. IGNU, BAMA, Mohit Bhattacharya, New Horizons, Prasad and Prasad, Arora and Goyal, second ARC, current affairs, okay, and whatever little is left through internet. Okay, so I hope Mahi sources are clear. Yes. So the interplay between the approach, the strategy, that you do it in a step by step, in a piecemeal manner, that is essential. Okay, so those of you who have actually you know uh, taken up the optional, I am starting a foundation program which will essentially have everything that I talked about. Like I said, in a regular sort of a scenario, you can do it on your own, but it can take a lot of months because you are moving like an unguided ship. There is no rudder, there is nothing that is guiding you, and there is no confirmation whether you are moving in the right direction or not. So those of you who have not done the foundation, so the basic part is over. Now I am coming to, for those of you who are absolute beginners. Okay, absolute beginners, you have no idea at all of public administration. So I've shared the link of the program that is called Public Administration Foundation Plus. Now, what is this plus here? Generally, whenever you join a public administration or any optional foundation program, what do you get? Classes, some crappy reading material, and people give it as a ritual because everybody else gives it. I am not somebody who has always followed just the chalta hai or routine line. I've told you the sources. Read good sources, standard sources. IGNOU is standard. Mohit Bhattacharya has been a professor of public administration. So has Prasad and Prasad. So has Professor R.K. Arora and Goyal. Okay, these are good sources. Don't go for a pedestrian material, a compilation like Aribam or Lakshmikant for public administration. Never. Okay, so for absolute beginners, you can cut down that journey, because the plus factor here is that you will not only get the classes, and it is, it is something that you will get on the portal. So those of you who are working professionals also, there is no issue. Okay, 150 plus classes are going to be there. All right, which will cover the public administration from absolute zero, just like how you teach a 5-year old kid a subject, which is absolute beginning. The class will have dictations, you will have notes. Okay, the materials I have told you. The plus factor here is one, there is unlimited viewing. It is not something that you can view a lecture once, twice. You can view it 100 times if you want. Two, it is valid till mains 2027. That means the classes are going to be available in your account till mains 2027. All of my programs come with mentorship, where there is a weekly mentorship. For those of you who know me, they know that I am pretty prompt on WhatsApp and Telegram, right? So you can ask your queries anytime you want. Okay, there will be scheduled weekly mentorship sessions on Saturdays, right? Or we can agree on a day, right? Apart from that, also there will be a dedicated WhatsApp group of your, whatever batch you get enrolled in. And if you have a query, just drop in there or DM me directly. I'm going to be there on that group as well. So I might reply through a text message or a voice note, or I might just say that, come on, yeah, let's pick up a phone and get this resolved over a quick call. Okay. Another plus factor here, it is going to be, the sessions are going to be from the beginning, yes, but after completion of every unit, there is going to be special sessions on PYQ analysis. There are going to be special sessions on second ARC. Another plus factor is that there is a test series which is included within it. Now, most of you would take up a test series, right? But that test series is what? Some dummy questions, right? But no. The plus factor which IAS Pass has come up with, which no other institution, no other faculty, no other source has come up, is a test series of PYQs, where you'll be writing answers to the PYQs, not any random dummy questions. Along with that, you'll be provided PYQ analysis notes, okay, and a pretty detailed solution frameworks. So this is the plus factor. That means the mentorship, the hand holding is going to be with you till mains 2027. That means my access would remain officially till mains 2027. Though I believe in a philosophy that once a student, always a student. Okay, so even if after mains you want to get in touch or ask something, uh, I'll be glad to get in touch and have some chit chat. But the point here is that this is something that is giving you a really wholesome approach, and that is why I call it as an end-to-end solution, because it is giving you concepts, it is giving you PYQ, it is giving you answer writing, and makes you mains ready. Okay. As far as the framework is concerned, I have talked about what is the framework. Apart from that, for those of you, and I understand that many of you actually face a problem that those of you who have attended the foundation classes, you have certain notes with you, okay? Whether you have attended the classes through an institution or through Telegram, or some of you might be graduates or doing post graduation in public administration, you have the notes, but you can't write answers. You have no idea what the exam is all about. You feel that your notes are not detailed enough. Okay. So there can be, these challenges. The bottom line is, public administration a bit, but you are not yet exam ready. You have done the foundation, but it is so weak that you cannot really write in the examination. What good is that? I mean, ultimately, it is going to be the examination that is going to reward you, right? So for such folks, what IAS Pass has done is that we have come up with a program called Q&A Edge. Okay. And I have shared the link of Q&A Edge as well in the chat section. Okay. So what happens in this program? It is not for people who are starting with zero. It is for people who know public administration. I name a thinker like Wilson. I know name a concept like administrative law. They know, but they are not exam ready. So this works on a piecemeal approach. Piecemeal approach is that I'll be needing what? Roughly 3 hours from you every day. Not much. Approximately 20 hours a week. Just like some of you would have gone to gym, or some friend or some senior or some relative or cousin or what, brother, sister go to gym. So you would know that the trainer advises that don't eat 3 meals, eat 6 meals, but in small proportions, so that they suit your body in the desired way. Because as candidates, as students, we come up with utopian ideas, unrealistic ideas. First, I will revise 10 units, then one fine day, I will start writing answers. That fine evening does not arrive. Okay. Because life catches on, somebody falls sick, some family responsibilities come up, or you kind of get bogged down by GS and other subjects. So that does not happen. And then suddenly you think, no, from today I will start writing answers. And then you actually write for a couple of days. But again, that is unguided. You don't know whether you're writing it correctly or not. Okay. And then you ultimately drop out of it. So what we do as part of this program is that we have broken the syllabus into weekly learning packets. So you have your notes, you revise those notes. Okay. See the PYQ analysis sessions, identify the gap between the concept and the question that I have talked about. Okay. Fill that gap. There are going to be crisp concept classes, not like foundation long classes. These are going to be short classes, 1.5 hour long. Again, come back to your notes. So this is more of a training rather than teaching. Then there is going to be a test. Write the test. For every test, let me tell you, I only correct the copies. I keep the batch sizes small so that I can personally correct the copies. There is no assistant teacher, helper, assistant mentor, other mentor. No, there is only me. Okay. So in this way, the weekly learning packets, you move around and complete the entire syllabus. You revise the entire syllabus and be exam ready. Okay. So this is the modus operandi that we adopt. So for those of you who are actually appearing for 2027, whether you have attended the foundation, whether you have not attended the foundation, I have told you the process. Okay, what you need to do now. Like I said, you can do it on your own. It is not something that I'm going to give you something that is not there in the world. But alone, it might take some time. The bus might pass, the ship might sail by then. Okay, so if we are really looking at 2027, I'll again re-emphasize on the bottom line. If we are really looking at 2027, the bottom line is that we have to be mains ready by November, December. So in whatever situation you are in, I've told you the modus operandi. Okay. So this was my piece when it comes to book strategy and the sources. Now I'll open the floor to your queries. You can ask the queries either by voice or through the chat. Right? Who goes first? Okay, I'll call the names then. Gaurav. Gaurav. Okay, Gaurav does not have query. For those of you who have joined later, I'm once again sharing the Telegram group link. Okay. Lakshit, do you have a query? Lakshit, Puneet, Shaurya. I'm taking three names. So please don't mind. I'm just repeating the names in the order that I have on my screen. Lakshit, Puneet, and Shaurya. Any queries? Yes or no? Okay. Somebody is there. Aspirant. Aspirant. Any query? Oh, you are there for PSIR optional. Sorry to disappoint you. CAF. क्या पूछना है CAF? What are the queries? Okay. Mahi. Mahi. Any queries? Ram. Shweta. Sujita. Xiaomi. Any queries?
No, sir.
Aspirant, I'm not the right person to actually tell you about sources for PSIR. That would be unfair. All right. Okay, Mahi. Mahi is currently pursuing BTech Computer Engineering first year. Okay, how do you want to start, Mahi? Okay, so this is a general observation. You still have, you are in the first year. You have still 3 years. In the final year, you can, push the preparation in the forward gear. But for now, start reading the syllabus. Syllabus reading is very essential. Okay. Second, NCERT books, new ones, old ones. Get hang of the topics because in engineering, I understand you have a science background, so a lot many things would have got evaporated. The social studies and the SST etc. that you studied up till 10th standard, the history, civics, geography part. Let us agree that this is a humanities examination and arts and humanities examination for major chunk of it. So start reading that. Start reading the basic books. For example, think that you are doing BA in public administration. Start reading IGNU material. Okay, for public administration. So that's about it. In the final year, when you will reach there, make it a push that you cover the syllabus holistically from the UPSC level books. Okay, and then you can go for the examination. Anything else?
So, like
Okay,
GS
anybody
paper.
else has a?
So,
Sorry,
so,
who's this?
sir, I'm Sudha.
Yes, Sujita, please ask.
Like GS paper in the puppet, I mean public administration answer, we can draw flowcharts or diagrams can be used or not, sir.
Obviously you should. Why not?
Okay, sir.
See, for answer writing part, of course, there is a detailed handholding that is provided in the mentorship sessions, and all my courses have mentorship, and all of them are valid till Mains 2027. Okay. But the
Yes, sir.
point here is that if you are, let us say, writing a 10 marker, okay, just to give you a snapshot, if you are writing a 10 marker, you have what, 150 odd words as a word limit, but there might be chances that you have a lot of content to actually offer, you have a lot of ammunition to fire in the answer. Now, in many cases, many of that would not be perspective analysis, reflections, deductions, they would be static facts. So at times it is very intelligent way to use diagrams, flowcharts, tables, etc., just on a side. Okay. Because in this, in a very compact form, you are actually uh, you know providing a lot of information in a very compact form. That is one. Two, it breaks the monotony of the reader.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is very important.
Okay.
Old NCRTs, you will find many stuff on the Telegram group as well as on the on the internet caf. Okay. All right. Any other query, friends? Any other query? All right then. Okay. So I'll close this session. Once again, I'm dropping the link of the Telegram group, so that those of you, if you have any supplementary queries, you can ask me there. I'm also dropping in the help desk number again, so that you can WhatsApp. Don't call, just WhatsApp. Okay, and they will connect you. So I thank you all for joining this session. There are many more sessions in the pipeline. Okay, so don't worry. This is not the start. This is not the end. Rather, this is just the start. Okay, and we'll be having more such open sessions to address your queries, because not all the queries might have come to the fore in your mind also at this instant. So keep shooting them at me, and I'll try and help you as much as I can. All right. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye bye. Have a great evening. Bye bye.